Hi Aquarius, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for March. I hope you're well. I do want to take a quick second to let you guys know this is a general reading. It may not resonate for every Aquarius. That being said, Aquarius, we're going to start with your current energy, and then we're going to look at the month of March week by week all the way up to the end of March. But as always, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. You might want to jot down some notes, though, since we're going 4 weeks into advance. And remember, you're always in charge of your own energy. So if you don't like where things are headed, you can always take steps to change that energy. Spirit, can I have the energy of Aquarius? What would you like Aquarius to know for March? All right, Aquarius, you're starting out with the Two of Swords reversed, and it's crossed by the Four of Swords. You've made a decision that you need to heal from something. Some of you are no longer speaking or talking to someone. You're being very silent. It's a very deliberate thing. So you may have decided to, ghost somebody, or you're making a decision about somebody who's ghosted you. In the recent past, we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. That's that non-communication. There's a blockage here that occurred in the recent past. So you may live at a distance from this person, but it more or less is talking about a blockage in communication. Or you could have actually blocked this person. You could have said, I've had enough of this, and you blocked them, and or they could have blocked you. All right, so why is all this happening? Well, we have the Four of Pentacles. You're very guarded, but you're still holding on to this situation. Some of you are carrying a little bit of a grudge. What's on your mind? The Queen of Cups. So in the Queen of Cups energy, I do feel that you are open, you're loving, you're kind. However, you're not going to just give your love to just anyone. So love is on your mind, though. Let me see, show me March for Aquarius. The Strength card. Now, you could also be thinking about a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio here. You have the Strength card in March, so I feel like you're working on yourself. I feel like you're overcoming things. You're very courageous here, and I feel like, you're making decisions from a very courageous standpoint and definitely working on yourself. I see the energy of somebody who maybe has cut someone off, who was causing chaos, decided to heal. We see a lot of healing going on, and is really pouring love into themselves. You're showing up as the Moon. So you're showing up as having some difficulties, possibly feeling like you're not sure what direction things are moving in or are going to move in. You're keeping things to yourself. There's a sense here also for some of you of maybe even a little bit of depression or feeling down. Let me see the energy coming towards you. You're also intuitive, though, and that's really good. The energy coming towards you is the Death card in the reverse. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, but this is somebody that there could have been this physical ending, and I feel like you've blocked them, but they are still emotionally attached. This is somebody, there's been a physical ending, but they're emotionally attached to you still, so they're coming back in. Show me Spirit's advice for Aquarius. Four of Wands in the reverse. Spirit is saying there's something here with this ending. There's something that's unstable about this situation. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome for Aquarius at the end of March. The World. You have a cycle that's coming to a close, so a new cycle can begin. So whatever this is, it's closing out. Now, the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. This indicates that something here that has been giving you a lot of anxiety. You've been really thinking about it a lot, possibly even overthinking it. You're freeing yourself from all of that. And it has to do with this decision that you're making in your current energy. So you're freeing yourself from all of this negative energy. So let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Two of Swords here? The Knight of Swords and the Hierophant Interesting. You could have gotten the truth about a commitment. You could have gotten a truth. This could have been also you finding out something, decide. So the Hierophant isn't always commitment. Sometimes it is a spiritual leader, a counselor, you know, perhaps even an organization. But there's something here that you got a truth from either this organization, this person, or about a commitment. That truth was delivered to you, and that's why you made the decision you made. Could have also been a Taurus too. Let me see why the Four of Swords is here. Yeah, you cut this person out is the way it appears, Aquarius. But it may be because of something that you received from another person or from some sort of spiritual connection here. It made you basically say, I'm not talking with this person anymore. I'm freeing myself from this. I'm cutting this person out of my life. Let me see why the Eight of Wands is in the reverse. I feel like a lot of you guys blocked this person. Yeah, Justice in reverse. You feel this person didn't treat you properly. Yeah, so justice is being blocked here in the recent past. You didn't get justice in this situation. You couldn't balance it out. You didn't get justice. That was being blocked. And so I do feel like you got advice from someone, or you heard something here that was like the final thing. It's what you needed to hear in order for you to say, no, I am not having anything to do with this person ever again. I am done here. I'm cutting them out. I don't feel like I need to talk to them. I don't need closure. You know, they're not going to balance this out correctly. They didn't treat me right. And I feel like, you know, if they do approach you, which it doesn't look like they have the ability to, but if they do, you told them that before you basically cut them out. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? So why is all this happening? Well, because there was an altercation. There was a conflict here. There was a conflict, and you're not over it. You're not over it. You're not letting this go. So why is the Queen of Cups here? Let's see what's on Aquarius' mind. Three of Coins reversed. Yeah, you want love in your life, but you feel like, you know, that there's a lack of stability here. You may also feel like this person from the past broke a soul contract with you. There's something about a solid foundation collapsing. And it bothers you. It bothers you. So let's look at March. Show me March for Aquarius. Show me March for Aquarius. Show me March for Aquarius. All right. Seven of Pentacles reversed. Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Empress reversed. There's that Eight of Wands in reverse. And the Moon in reverse. See, you got a lot of reversals here. The Magician reverse. And that tells me that with all those reversals, there's a karmic element to this. It's a karmic lesson or a karmic cycle that is trying to close out. Page of Swords reversed. Strength card reversed. Queen of Cups reversed. And the Ten of Pentacles reversed. I have never had all of the clarifying cards come out in reverse. And you can obviously tell because the Devil is in the upright. My cards are not in the reverse, but they came out in the reverse. So, yeah, there's definitely some sort of toxic karmic cycle or karmic lesson that's taking place here. And this is what you're overcoming. And you're being very courageous in overcoming this. So in the first week of March, I see you really working on yourself. There is definitely a sense here of you not investing in something that was stuck. It was stuck energy. It was energy in a situation that made you feel less than. It's whoever or whatever it is that you have blocked here in the recent past. You're no longer investing in that. However, there is still some stuck energy. That the Wheel of Fortune reversed also does indicate to me that the stuck energy is revolving around karmic energy. So I do feel like you're not investing in it, and I don't see you wanting to, but it's taken its toll on you. In the second week of March, I see, you know, you struggling to overcome issues of self-esteem, possibly feeling like things are not manifesting the way you want them to, really not trusting your own intuition as well. But I do see that, you know, these are all blockages that are occurring in your personal life. You could be having, your money could also be a little bit blocked right now. And I feel like the things that you're trying to manifest, you feel like they're being blocked, they're being withheld from you. I do feel that you're no longer nurturing or investing in this other situation because you felt like it was, you know, basically you were stuck. And I do feel like you've blocked that person or blocked that situation. And it's because by the middle of the month, there's something here that you realize or you see about this. I feel like you could be dealing with somebody who lied to you. They could have lied directly or lies of omission. And you're realizing that this is why this connection never manifested the way that you wanted it to. You're also feeling like, you know, that this person was manipulating you. So I do see that there's definitely this blockage that's put on. You don't want to talk to this person. You've seen everything you need to see by the middle of the month. And there's this epiphany that you have by the middle of the month, okay? Now, going into the third week, I do feel that you are struggling a little bit, feeling like you don't have everything that you need in order to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish, and you don't know quite how to go about getting that. However, that's your fear talking. That's just your fear talking. So you're struggling with these fears. I feel like whoever you were dealing with, Aquarius, this person in some manner, there was like an emotional beatdown in this. They were extremely manipulative. I feel like you still maintain that you're not talking to them. You will find out something, though, that they had either lied to you about or not told you, and that will likely be in the middle of the month or possibly the third week. I do feel like by the fourth week, this is when you start to, you know, overcome the fears. Because we see you trying to overcome those fears, but by the end of the month, you're kind of still stuck a little bit in this energy. There's a lack of trust of family, close friends. You may feel like you're not supported by them, and you're questioning a lot of things in the month of March. I do feel like you have to really be careful that you don't close your heart down. Because of the pain that you're experiencing. It would be fear that would cause you to close your heart down. So you're going to be struggling a little bit with that. I feel like whatever this situation was, it took a big toll on you. Now, that being said, I do feel like, you know, something here is coming to an end. It was something that was long-standing. It had long-term implications on you, and it definitely really caused you to put a little bit of a wall around your heart, and that's through fear. It caused a lot of fear in your energy, but that is what is closing out. This whole experience of fear, of finding out things, feeling blocked, feeling stuck, you know, feeling, you know, unloved, or feeling the fear, feeling a lack of loyalty. All of that is what is closing out, so a new cycle can begin. So March is going to be a powerful month for you, but it's going to take a lot out of you as well. All right, so let's look at, because you're dealing with a lot of toxic energy here that you're kind of overcoming. You're both within yourself as well as in your environment. And I feel like you are overcoming it, so you can start a new and healthy cycle. So let's see your energy. Show me Aquarius energy for this reading. Okay. Yeah, the Three of Wands reversed, the Three of Cups, and the Page of Cups reversed. So yeah, you're overcoming things here in this month, in the month of March. I do feel like you could have gone through a difficult time. Some of you will begin dating around the middle of the month. And if not dating, you might resume going out with friends and family. You're moving out of a dark time, but that time is over. It's now, you're in that transitional shift where your ships are starting to come in, but they just haven't quite gotten there yet. But this is you're going through a dark time. You're going through a difficult and dark time. I do feel like there may be somebody that you have been dating or you will date in March, maybe perhaps in the middle of March. It may not quite work out because you may just not have the feelings or emotions for them. So I do feel like you're starting to re-enter the world again, though. Let me see the energy coming towards Aquarius. Show me the energy coming towards Aquarius. All right, Ace of Cups reversed, 8 of Cups reversed, 2 of Cups reversed, and the Ace of Swords. Whoever this is somebody who walked away from the connection. They ended this connection. This is in love, but they're still emotionally attached. This is somebody who is saying, I know we weren't on the same page. I know that things ended between the two of us. I tried to walk away from this connection, but I couldn't. I wasn't able to. And they're basically saying, I'm still emotionally attached to this connection, even though my actions did not reflect that. This would be whoever you had the end of this foundation with, or this would be somebody who you feel broke a soul contract. This person is definitely coming in to talk with you. You could be dealing with a Gemini or a Scorpio, but they definitely are coming in. They want to clarify why they walked away, why they ended things, and that they still have feelings for you. So let me see Spirit's advice. Show me Spirit's advice for Aquarius. All right, we have the King of Cups reversed. We have the 9 of Pentacles reversed. And there's that Death card in reverse. So the advice from Spirit is directly about this person who's coming back towards you. Spirit is saying that you don't need to put your heart on your sleeve. There was codependency with regard to this connection. There was emotional manipulation. And yes, this person is still attached to you, but there's no stability here in this connection. There could have been an ending. You may have been married to this person, or, they could have ended a connection elsewhere as well. But I do feel like this person really put you through it. And Spirit is saying, don't wear your heart on your sleeve, even though you felt a deep sense of loss, even though you may still have, emotions and feelings with this person, because there is a lack of stability that's here. So, and there's definitely some codependent energy and some emotional manipulation that's still present. So let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome at the end of March. Show me the outcome at the end of March for Aquarius, please. All right, we have the 10 of Cups reversed. We have the 5 of Pentacles reversed. And we have the Ace of Wands reversed. So you may come together with this person briefly in a physical sense for a few of you, but I feel like you're dealing with somebody here that is an unhappy individual, and I feel like you're going to put an end to this rather quickly because you're realizing this is somebody who is miserable. They're miserable within themselves. They, for some of you, this person's promiscuous. Take it as it resonates. That's not for everybody. But with the 5 of Pentacles, I feel like this person left you out in the cold at some point. And now you are basically saying, no, this is done. I'm putting an end to this. I've had to protect my heart. And I was afraid to do so before. But this didn't manifest for a reason. I'm done with this. I'm ending it. And you can be unhappy with that. but I'm leaving you out in the cold at this point. So I do feel like you're ending this. This has been very difficult for you. And I do feel like a lot of you are leaning into your spirituality, and that's where you're going to find your healing. So this has been difficult, though. I can definitely see that. And you've struggled with this, but I also feel like you've grown, and I feel like you're ending this cycle so you can begin a new and healthy cycle. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands in the reverse. This does indicate to me that not only are you freeing yourself from this situation where you felt so much anxiety, so much stress, you also don't trust this person. And the way that you are resolving this, situation is not by coming back together with them and trying to work things out, but by recognizing who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with, and basically, growing from that and resolving the problems by freeing yourself. So I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Aquarius, and we'll see if there is any further. Yeah, this was definitely a difficult, karmic cycle. All right, so you have number 28. Now that condenses down to a 10, again, indicating ending of a cycle. And it says Transcendence. So give me a second and I will read that for you. There are times in our lives when we are mired down with problems and issues, and we can feel as if we're swimming through thick, unyielding mud. We feel stuck and bound, completely captured by dilemmas that come with this earthly experience, and we can lose our sense of spirit, of the divine, and of the heavenly self. This can be the exact moment at which we receive a visitation from the extraordinary celestial fox, this heavenly one who has transcended the earthly realms and become one of the galaxy's messengers. Kitsune at this time are so powerful they can become planetary bodies, new stars, or even a second moon. In this card, celestial energies are being delivered to you so you can remember that while you are in this lifetime human, and there is much to learn, there is also the heavenly part of you. This part, which is celestial and unbound and free, can help you at this time to gain perspective and to know that you will transcend whatever problems you're working with and come to a place where your own divinity can come to the fore again. This is a strong message from the realm of the Kitsune to never lose your hope and belief in your own soul. For all of us, there will be times when we feel we have lost that beautiful sense of the divine, and with it, our joy can slowly dissipate. But know this, you are more than your job, your role, your bank account, your age. You are a transcendent being, and you are galactic as much as you are earthly. And you will now begin to move through the mundane issues which have blocked your way to feeling the joy that is inherent in your nature. You are celestial. You are one of the heavenly beings. You are a divine one. And with time and with knowledge and with the blessing of the visitation of this transcendent fox, you too will transcend the beliefs and the limitations of the physical self and remember once again the cosmic origins of your soul. The result will be one that you can live this lifetime knowing you are both star and stone, celestial and terrestrial, and your time on this planet in this form is just one of the lifetimes you will experience, not only here but within the cosmos. Take a higher perspective, dear one, for you are blessed by the very stars and their energies now pour down upon you. So you're transcending an experience. You're transcending it. It's been difficult. It's been rough, but you will transcend this, and you're in the process of doing that. And I do feel that by the end of March, you're going to be closing out this cycle and moving on to a new cycle. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Aquarius. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity so other Aquarius individuals can hear the message. And until I see you in your next reading, Aquarius, know that you are love, and namaste.